Music, for me in my life, it is my life. I play from the heart, so it is spiritual. It's a blessing for me, and I'm honored to be able to be on stage with people like U2, Green Day, Lenny Kravitz, the Neville Brothers.
Troy Andrews is the next wave of New Orleans musicians. He grew up here in New Orleans' poverty-ridden but musically rich 6th Ward, the Treme neighborhood of Louis Armstrong.
I'm sitting in the Treme neighborhood, one of the oldest black neighborhoods in New Orleans history. It's where jazz was created to some extent. And this neighborhood, period, was the most influential thing in my life. New Orleans has a bunch of musical families, the Neville Brothers, the Baptiste family, the Marcellus family, my family. It's just one of those things that we have that's in the air here. Before we had real instruments, before I had real instruments, but before my friends had real instruments in my family, we used to have a box, like a cardboard box. We'll play snare drum and bass drum, and I'll have like a big wheel as a tuba over my shoulder, and we'll march around with like 50 neighborhood kids, and then we got real instruments. It was all over then. I think because I play a horn and I improvise a bit, I think people are gonna always try to put some type of jazz in it because of horn, but jazz people don't really consider me jazz. I do jazz on the side, but with this band, Orleans Avenue, it's more contemporary music. It has hip-hop influence.
Oh, I like the way you do it like that. Oh, I like the way you do it like that.
It has rock and roll influence. It has funk, and we just call it super funk rock. The name Trombone Shorty came from when I was playing in a jazz funeral for a legendary trombonist, Louis Nelson. I was standing up next to the horn, and it was literally like this big. The horn was that big, and I was like this big. And my brother shouted out Trombone Shorty.
In style, profile, got to buy the new Cavalli.
The early stages of my career, a few years ago, I played on the street. Everybody started in Jackson Square.
The streets of the city. Oh yeah, with Trombone Shorty walking up on through Main Street just to play before.
And I was like the last band to come out of there. But that's actually where I learned my showmanship from. If we could get people in the street to stay for an hour to watch a free set when they can go see everything else, then that's a very powerful thing. Every moment I get to be able to pick up my horn and play, that's a blessing. Even if it's not in front of an audience, I still take the time out and say that I'm truly blessed to be able to play a horn. And by me playing and traveling the world at the expense of my horn is my passport. To have people appreciate what I'm doing, that's a blessing right there. I think the longest set we did was 5 hours straight. The only reason why we played 5 hours was because the energy from the crowd, they didn't leave, so we couldn't stop. To be able to spread my musical experience throughout the world, that's a blessing. There's only 5% of the world, or 10% at the most, of people that really get a chance to do what they really want to do. And I happen to be a part of that. So that's the ultimate blessing right there.
Troy Andrews.